Good morning. It's Wednesday, January the 21st. It's about 10 minutes before 8 a.m. and we're going to do the road to Hana today. If we ever get over there, the road between Kihei and Kapalui is just going along at a snail's pace. This must be the morning commute hour. Got a mostly cloudy day, although there is a little sunshine peeking through at the moment. According to the forecast, I believe it's supposed to be mostly cloudy today, with widely scattered showers and maybe a few peaks of sun. Well, we're now in the town of Paia, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. As we begin our trip to Hana today.
It's this and so much more that makes me love you.
Very small town, as we are now apparently leaving Paia. At our first look at here. Well, to say this road is narrow and winding would be an understatement. We're now in the Garden of Eden. fresh bananas any want. Still here at the Garden of Eden. Bananas growing here. See the top of Haleakala over here. Parts of Jurassic Park were filmed here. Driving through the Garden of Eden.
Driving away from Hana Falls, up about another bend in the road, you're going to see a pull-off on the right side of the road just past the bridge. There's just enough room for one car. There's a pool and waterfall back there, but many years ago, heavy rains collapsed the waterfall into the pool, and it's not the nice spot that it was, but everyone keeps parking there because they keep seeing the well-worn parking spot. Coming up in about a half a mile is the Kaumahina State Wayside Park. It's a nice place to walk around and take a break. During the spring and summer months, you can see gingers and heliconias growing all over the park, and you can easily tell the difference between a ginger and heliconia plant in that the leaves on the ginger plant are only about a foot long, and the similar shaped leaves of the heliconia are much longer, almost 6 feet long. On the right side of the parking lot, you'll see the paperbark trees, and you know how they got their name when you see them. They were another tree variety that was looked at for the wood industry. And make sure to take your camera over to the rail on the far left of the park. You can see the Kaumahina Peninsula in the distance, and we're going to be driving down there.
This is where we'll be going.
You're now in your car ready to leave Kaumahina Park. You can start up your car, exit the park, and continue your drive. You're going to be driving around Honolulu Bay. It's one of the more scenic stretches on your drive. There's no pull-off spots along the way down the road, but on the way up on the other side, you'll have good opportunity to pull over.
Well, we're just 3 miles from Hana now, at the Wapakonua Buddha Arboretum. Can't pronounce it, State Park. Here we have a black sand beach. Very beautiful spot here near Hana. I don't know why Bossy's out here.
You're now back on the Hana Highway heading into Hana Town. You'll notice that it's not too hot and it's not too cold out here. The average high temperature during the summer is about 77 degrees, and during the winter the high gets down to a brisk 71 degrees. The average yearly rainfall is about 71 inches. We're now entering the ancient district of Hana. Hana was an early political center in Hawaii and for centuries belonged to the Big Island. And during the 1700s, the islands of Hawaii and Maui were the two major islands, both politically and in population. Back then, Hawaiians routinely paddled between the islands in fleets of up to 700 canoes at a time, and many ancient wars were fought over Hana. It's a special place and the most Hawaiian place on Maui. The major employer in Hana is the Hana Ranch. They own the Hotel Hana Maui, most of the businesses in town, and all the cattle you'll be seeing. It wasn't always a cattle ranch, though. Until the 1940s, it was all sugar cane growing out here. In fact, there were 6 sugar plantations out here. Then in the 1940s, sugar production came to a halt because of the increased cost of labor caused by the newly formed labor unions. Well, to save the economy of Hana, one of the sugar growers, Paul Fagan, came to the aid of the community. He had a small cattle ranch on Molokai, and he saw the possibilities of starting one out here in Hana.
We're now at Hana Bay.
You're now parked at Hana Bay, and I'll tell you what you're seeing. The large hill. You're at Hana Bay ready to take off. There aren't many things to do here in Hana. You can visit the Hana Cultural Center or stop at the historic Waianapanapa Church out on the Hana Highway, and it's the most picturesque church you'll see today, and the door's always open. And other than its great natural and historic beauty, Hana itself really doesn't have many major visitor attractions. It's as if Hana were a place removed from time. So if you're going to end your drive here and return the same way you drove out, you can just listen to the rest of the tape at your leisure. Though if you like a little more sightseeing, I encourage you to take the next segment of our cassette tour down to Koki and Hamoa Bay. It's about a 30-minute round trip from here, and you're guaranteed some great photo opportunities. So when you're ready to leave Hana and continue your drive, you'll start me up. In Hana, across the street from the Hana Ranch Center, is the temporary Hasegawa General Store. The original one was a famous local store that even had a song written about it, but it burned down. They are written on the sign about this lay apostle who was the first Catholic priest to bring Catholicism to the area. If you do make the stop, looking down through this green valley, you can get a good sense of how dense this tropical growth is out here. And past mile marker 45, you'll be coming to the most dramatic waterfall you'll discover today. It's Wailua Falls. It's been in several films and print ads. You'll want to stop and take pictures, and the parking area is just past the waterfall. There's a trail leading down to the falls on the right side, but it can get dangerous, especially if it gets wet from rain and waterfall spray, and the trail's pretty narrow to begin with anyhow. Like I mentioned at the beginning of our drive, the amount of water running over the falls can vary from hour to hour depending on the rainfall in the mountains above the waterfall. I've seen Wailua Falls with so much water you get blown around just standing on the bridge, and I've also seen it with no water in it at all. Hope your experience is somewhere in between. And if you look about at the center of the waterfall, you'll see a small cement construction in the rock. It's a water collector for one of the irrigation systems out here that I talked about earlier. We're now... You're now driving away from Wailua Falls, and I hope you got some great photos. The next stop we'll be making is the Haleakala National Park at Kipahulu, or as it used to be called, the Seven Sacred Pools. The name Seven Sacred Pools that describes this area can be found on all the old Maui maps and refers to the streams and pool area correctly known as Ohio Gulch, or the Pools of Ohio, as the national park now officially refers to it today. The way the area got the name the Seven Sacred Pools is an interesting story. When the Hotel Hana Maui first opened in the 1940s, a delightful part Hawaiian woman in guest services named Josephine Medeiros made up the legend to entertain her guests. Her stories were truly magical to all those who met her. Her legend
This is a 2-lane road, believe it or not, folks.
Yeah. I don't like them. It's almost I don't care. I don't even know what that is.
Is it wet? Is it wet?
Oh, you okay? You okay? Catch each other. Right here.
Right here.
In the middle.
Oh, in the water. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, I think you should, because you'll get your bottom of your teeth straight.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you see him jumping off the bridge? No, I was just waiting for you to go I wonder if the other one's going to do it.
Here we go.
Tanya! Tanya!
Maybe she's going to get up there. We need a mom. Not funny, Rob.
No, that's not fun.
The 7 sacred pools. Well, we've gone as far as we're going to go to on the road to Hana. It's about 60 miles back to Kaluhi, I should say. Next 10 miles back to Hana is extremely narrow. It might take quite some time. As we're passing over the bridge. Some idiots have decided to park. Clearly says no stopping, absolutely no room here whatsoever. Someone has decided to park. Causing a bit of a traffic jam. Leaving Haleakala National Park. And are now driving back to Kapalua.